Misty. I know you, Miss Clara. I don't know you, Misty. I'm an SWS too, and I know I dropped out of high school like really early, and I worked like a whole bunch of different jobs, like every kind of job. I worked so many jobs, and then every time I left a job, it was pretty quick that I left a job because I was able to, because I had a dad that would take care of me if I left. You know, I didn't have kids that I got to take care of, so I'm kind of stuck. You know. And I always left either because I didn't make enough money, or mostly it was because of the disrespect. It was like this kind of, you can't really put your finger on it, talking down to me kind of stuff. And I can't take that. I can't take people being nasty to me like that. So, and I think like how you feel about things is really important. And so even if you can't measure it in dollars or measure it in specific instances or specific things or whatever, like the way that you feel about things and the emotions that come up for you for different vibes that kind of go on, just a look, you know, or like, you know, kind of someone hovering over you or whatever it might be. I think that's like almost even worse than some other things. So I was wondering if y'all like, you know, felt different things that you can't necessarily describe because of some incident or whatever. I just want to know about like the feelings that you have, like, and that might be too personal, but if you could talk about your feelings.
We're called the troublemakers. Because we're not afraid. I mean, when they see us coming, we come in to work together, our carpool and pick her up, and we come to work together. And since they know that we're been talking to the SEIU and talking to everybody else, we're called troublemakers as soon as we walk on the campus. I mean, it doesn't bother me if, you know, because I mean, I know I have a purpose and I'm here. And my thing was, you know, I'm here in Atlanta, the birthplace of Martin Luther King, who was, when he was a kid, was fighting for a reunion. And that's since I've, you know, been a part of it, that's been my biggest fight, is to keep that going. And I don't want to wait and see 40 years later that my grandkids are still fighting for this same thing that I'm fighting for here right now. But that doesn't bother me that they give us the stare or they talk. We know they're talking about us because, like I said, we've already been called. We're the troublemakers, so it's not going to bother me as long as I know that these students are behind me, and that's who my real problem. Unless they come to me and say, Crystal, you know, I'm really having a problem. You know, things are just not, you're not doing your job, then it doesn't bother me.
I just have actually a question for both of you. I would think other employees know that you're a lot more outspoken. And I simply wonder how they treat you, knowing that in some ways you're facing, and you and I guess and Mo and Brady as well are facing probably some of the I mean, you're the one some of the management is looking at because you've been pointing at as the troublemakers. So how are the other employees reacting to you assuming these positions of some of the rebels and leaders? I mean, do you feel support from the other employees, even when perhaps they can't express it in front of management?
It's becoming stronger now because we've shown them how supported the students are. And they're behind us. And the students behind us, you guys are the biggest part of this community. You're the guys that pretty much are coming in who we're in contact with. At first it was very hard because they were afraid that they may lose their job, they may get fired. I, on the other hand, if I got fired, I'm still fighting for a cause. Individually Clara, who they call, once they saw that she had stood up to Mr. Mitch, Joe Mitchell, they start to slowly come around and say, okay, if she can do it, then we can do it too. So it's slowly but surely coming around.
Anything to add, Clara?
Well, you know, we started to wearing the buttons, and they were asking what was the button for. And I would tell them, you know what it's for. Because they do, they know what it's for. And so this one girl asked me one day, after she had seen about 5 or 6 other people doing them, she said, you go around giving out people buttons. You didn't give me a button. I said, wait a minute, because she thought I didn't have one. So I had to go in my purse. She said, I'll be back, I'll be right back. She never did come back. So a couple of days later, she had a button on. And Tuesday, she came over there and she said, you know, I went to the bathroom, and because we have a manager out there that has a bunch of nieces that work there. And she said that the nieces had buttons and they was in the bathroom putting them on. And the manager came in the bathroom about 4 of them buttons early, and then I see all y'all got them buttons. And so she got scared and she took the button out. And so when she was telling me, I said, well, where's your button? I took it off, it's in my pocketbook. I said, why did you put it in your pocketbook? She said, cause Miss Diane was talking junk. I said, it don't matter, I should put the button back on. So yesterday she had on 2 buttons.
I've got 2 questions. You had a question, then you.
I was just wondering if there's been any explanation for the lack of raise, like getting raises.
They said we will have a raise on our check this week, next week.
After like how many years?
No, they didn't give us any years.
I think this too is because they're scared, because we haven't been evaluated. So what are you basing it upon?
Is this raised for everyone?
Supposedly.
You, India Yell?
I think like hearing that you guys are saying like you're forming a union or you're trying to form a union, if there isn't a union already formed, like what's preventing you from establishing the union?
Right now, it's just getting support of the workers. And not only getting support of the workers, I can't pinpoint a person per se to say who's stopping us, but right now, it's just the campus itself that we're on, the reason why we can't form one.
Have there been like any success stories around the world with forming a union in Sodexo? Okay.
Yes, there is.
There might be some people in the audience who could answer that too. Just stories of Sodexo workers having success in unionizing.
Hi, my name is Nisi Brown. I'm the coordinator for the Sodexo workers here. I'm the staff for SEIU Union. And I think someone asked a question earlier, and then I'll get to that, of wanting to know what's stopping the Emory workers from forming a union. So this union that they're forming is actually a national campaign. So there are sites, I think it's like 15 sites throughout the U.S. that's actually forming a union, so that we actually are trying to pull Sodexo down as the big 3, trying to pull them down, not just form a union, but really make a statement in Sodexo's business. And so, you know, in all the other sites, there are sites, New Orleans, Virginia, George Mason workers were just on strike just a week ago, fighting with ULPs there, that Sodexo is constantly treating the workers so bad, and as they were actually saying of how workers are being treated, the pay scale is just all over the world. You know, some workers come in making $8 an hour, somebody else may come in making $10 an hour. Workers have to beg for a raise, like they don't even know what their raise may be. And you know, so it's all over the globe that these workers are actually standing up to say, we want workers that are going to fight. We do have Sodexo workers that are already unionized who are out there fighting with the non-unionized workers, saying, we're not going to stop until you guys actually have a union.
Have any of the workers who've been interested in the union or who've been wearing the buttons, who have been showing any support towards, moving towards